Three, two, one. Hello,
Hello,
Zanycast.
Zanycast.
Well, that was worse than the last two times, but you know.
I'm trying. I'm not good.
Welcome to Zanycast. I'm your host, Eowyn, or you can call me Whimsy if you want.
And I am Romy.
My co-host. As
Yeah.
stated in the last video, if you could hear us, sorry about that by the way, our audio was broken for the first two episodes. My pronouns are she, her primarily, but you can call me pretty much any pronoun you want.
But I go by all pronouns. I'm starting to prefer they, them.
Let's
And I do
go.
not go by it is.
Yes. Just trying to clear things up because, you know, it's just our voices. You don't see us, so. Today's episode is going to be about, drumroll please, minor characters.
Yeah.
Which
Let me
basically.
ramble for Romy.
Yeah, I will let
Ramble
you
about
ramble
Romy
for
for 10
Romy.
minutes.
How could I not let you ramble for the character you named yourself after? So
Romy.
the
Romy is me. Here's the essay.
do you have a full essay written out?
Huh?
You better have a full essay written out.
I do not, but I can improv well.
That's fair. So basically, we're just going to be talking about the lesser appreciated characters in the series and how much we love them. That's right. We're not
Yeah.
being nitpicky this time.
We're talking about how much we love characters.
Yep. No matter how small.
Especially Romy.
Especially Romy. And Farfig Newton. We stand
Perfect
Pinky and
Newton,
Brain.
we stand.
Farfig Newton, my beloved. Oh, I should have added that image.
Yeah.
Too late for that. But so who should we start with? Do you want to ramble about Romy, or should we save that for later?
Let's save it for later.
All right. Let's start with Farfig Newton, a very, very underappreciated character because she can't talk.
Yeah, she's a horse.
She's just a horse. She's a white horse that is the object of
Pinky's girlfriend.
Pinky's admiration. She's Pinky's official girlfriend, and she's like 50 times bigger than he is. And we love that.
She's actually very sweet though.
She is. She's such a nice character, even though she doesn't talk, and she's only in like a few clips.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm
Like
really
she
happy.
really cares.
I'm really happy
She really
because.
cares.
You go first.
Okay, I was gonna say that Farvik really does care about like Pinky.
Yeah, she does. You can just see it on her face and how happy she gets every time he enters the room.
And whenever they're like separated, she gets really sad.
Yeah, and in Wacko's Wish, when they're like plummeting, she stops being sluggish and she just runs to catch them.
Aw.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm super happy because she actually is in the reboot. For like 4 frames. But she's there. So they acknowledged her. And I am
Yay.
delighted. Because they didn't even, I don't even think, it's the shot where they are running after Chicken Boo because they're mad that, yeah, I only watched that episode once, so I'm not very good at describing it, but it's a shot with a bunch of different characters from the original, and Farfig Newton is there, right next to Runt. I don't know where Rita is though, but you know, maybe she turned into Farfig Newton.
Okay. My brain just died
Are you good?
with Romy brain rot.
Romy brain rot.
Yeah.
Please bring back Romy.
Please, I'm begging.
Last night
I'm
I wrote
begging
an
you.
entire episode in my brain about Romy. I should actually write that down. I should pitch it.
I might actually write an episode about Romy too, where they have a family reunion.
Heck yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna
Romy,
have a reunion. I was gonna have Bunny come back actually, but I was gonna have her be turned into a mouse.
please, please.
Sorry if you heard any of that. My sister
No,
just
I
walked in.
didn't.
Um, anyways, we were talking. Oh wait, pitch. Um, Bunny
Yeah.
comes back. She's a mouse. What? So, Romy goes back to his parents and he's like, hey, my girlfriend's a mouse now. And they're like, what? And there's a subplot where, um, Romy tries to help Brain through some of his relationship issues with Pinky.
Oh,
Because,
he's just like, you guys are two dads.
yeah, he likes.
Kiss.
Pinky is his favorite father.
Yeah.
And he's got got issues with Brain. So I think he'd like it if he finally had a normal family that actually cared about each other and one of his dads wasn't a repressed gay man.
Yeah. Okay, so I read like a screenshot from the comic or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Oh right, is it the one where
And
he's like call him Uncle Pinky?
yeah,
That bothers me.
Brain,
I don't like that.
stop heterosexual coding yourself.
I know, I'm
You're
like,
gay.
you know Pinky didn't agree to that.
Yeah, he didn't. He's like, Brain.
Wait, but I'm his mummy.
It's like, but I'm his mommy.
Like, if anything, shouldn't Brain be Uncle Brain?
Hmm.
Like, if one of them has to be because he can't face his homosexuality.
I mean,
It should be Brain because he's the worst father.
Brain also looks like he'd be an uncle.
Yeah. Or like a really old dad. Even though he's only middle aged.
Yeah.
They're the same exact age.
Actually, they're both 70 in Earth years. Well, not Earth years,
We don't
human years.
Earth years, yes, mice are from a different planet. But they're also immortal, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Because they've been pretty much everywhere and every time. Maybe they have a time machine?
I think they have a time machine.
They had one in one episode.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's
and that's
just...
from Future Brain and Pinky.
Or did they have it in like 2 episodes?
Yeah.
A lot of the episodes blend together. We don't worry about it. But yeah, I really do wish they'd bring Romy back because he's such a good character, even though he only appears for 1 episode and a little bit of the comics.
Oh, right. I know, right?
I love you, Romy.
Like,
and he's voiced by Rob. Shout out to Rob. I just had a wonderful chat with him today. And Maurice. I'm still reeling. Also, hi if you're watching this because you said you'd watch it. Love you for keeping to your word. XOXO.
Hello. I'm
yeah,
Romy.
Yeah, this is Romy. Hi. So, off track. I really do wish they'd bring him back though, because he's underappreciated a lot. Like, a lot of people don't even know they have a kid. Because they just watched the original Animaniacs and they didn't watch the spinoff, and he's in the spinoff. And
like, please bring Romy back.
Please do. And if you do my idea, then you can have another female mouse.
I heard that they actually mentioned Romy in a panel twice.
Did they? Huh. I wonder what that could mean. He better come back.
He better.
I'm gonna be a little bit sad if he doesn't come back. I'm not gonna stop watching it. But I'm gonna be a bit disappointed because, you know what? It's 2021. You shouldn't be afraid of showing off your gay characters now. Because they're very clearly gay. Well, Pinky's not gay, but he likes men.
Pan.
I'm going with Pan for him. It's just like, you just show off your diversity. don't hide it. I mean, you're already trying with the intro. You know,
Yeah.
gender balanced,
And
pronoun neutral. Just let them date.
Whimsy
Let no, like
and
they
Peter's
almost
new
got there. They
characters.
almost got there. Brain almost kissed him.
Yep, almost. Guess they
Um,
thought it would be like too quick.
yeah. I'm also just like too quick. It's been 20 years. Um,
Yeah, but new viewers.
yeah. New viewers would be like, oh, these mice gay. Um, but it's
Bitch, I
just
knew they were gay ever since I first saw them.
I did too, even though I didn't know what gay people were until 6th grade. But yeah, it's like I
And
think they were really shying away from Romy in the original because just having him in for one episode was a stretch. Um, it was difficult to say things like that because it wasn't
yeah,
even like gay
it
marriage wasn't
wasn't
even legal
accepted.
yet. Um, and so for them to have a biological child together probably was scratching the surface, but like it is scratching the surface now, but like it was really difficult for them to do back then, I guess.
I wonder how many parents got fucking insane over that.
That might be why they made the comic that he was like, call him Uncle Pinky.
Yeah,
It
maybe
just
because
makes
his
me
parents were
sad.
angry.
I don't.
But also, the comics are gayer than the show.
They are, which I find hilarious because they're like, they refuse to let them be the two gay dads, but like,
Yeah,
they let Pinky pole dance.
yeah, I forgot the fucking Pinky pole dancing
That image haunts me. Um,
image is now engraved in my brain, and I even redrew that panel.
yeah, because it haunted them so much. It's just let it happen. Not even just
Like,
like we
what
did
does
an
the
episode on Pinky and
content
Brain already. I'm talking about Romy. Just let him come back,
is?
even though he's only there for a little bit of time. He's still a fan favorite.
Yes.
Well, well, well. If it isn't my two dads,
Well, 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 isn't it my two dads? Fucking gay people.
leave him alone. Um, and I'm okay if they don't bring back Farfig Newton, but it would be nice to have her appear a bit more. Maybe just like a
Make a
picture
reference
on
to her.
Pinky's wall or something.
Yeah.
Because he
But,
appeared
like,
in.
they better bring Romy.
They better bring Romy. He appeared in more episodes than, I mean, she appeared in more episodes than Romy. So. And yeah,
Hmm.
if they're planning on actually getting Pinky and Brain together, it would be weird for them to mention Farfig Newton. Because,
Yeah.
you know, people might not like if he's poly. Or they might assume that he's cheating on her. Because what's she gonna do?
Yeah.
Consent? She's a horse.
I
What's she
liked
gonna
the
do?
meme
Say,
about
I'm okay
Pinky.
with you having a second significant other. She's a horse. She can't talk.
I actually do like the idea that Pinky is poly.
I do as well. But I don't know if the world's ready for a mouse with a gay boyfriend and a
Boyfriend
horse
and a
girlfriend.
girlfriend.
Like, I don't know if anybody's ready for that.
I know that a lot of people are going to be against it. Even the LGBT community would be against it.
Oh no,
Well,
which
some people in the
sucks.
LGBT
Just chill
community.
out, y'all. Let a
Yeah, just
mouse.
chill the fuck out.
Let a mouse have two significant others.
Yeah.
If one mouse can take over the world, another can have a girlfriend and a boyfriend.
Pinky has two hands.
One for holding brains, and one for holding. Well, she doesn't have a hand. Huff. He gets crushed.
God.
What's your favorite minor character that isn't
Romy.
Romy or Farfig Newton.
God.
Like, thinking Animaniacs. Don't say Larry or Maurice. Thinking Animaniacs and not the spinoff. What would your favorite be?
Huh. I'm not sure.
It is a...
What would be considered a minor character?
Well, one that either plays a
Who?
significant role in one episode or plays small roles in a few. I mean, even minor characters could be considered like plots. Or
I like
Ralph.
this, I think Hello Nurse.
Yeah, I love her.
I love her too. She's so
Let me think
pretty.
of super minor characters, like ones that appear one time and never again. I'd go
Those are the
with
characters I don't remember, except for Romy.
I'd go with. I could be cursed and I could say the toe alien.
What?
I'm gonna go with Charon. The ferryman on the river Styx, who appears for like 5 seconds. And he joins in on the Purgatory Here We Come song. Because he's got a banger of a deep voice.
Whoa.
Moving on the river Styx.
So.
It's difficult because a lot of characters show up for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
hard
why
to
I
choose.
can't remember any.
But I focus a lot on things. I like Walter Wolf. He's a jerk.
Yeah.
I like him. He sucks.
He sucks. I love him.
What about the clown that terrorizes Wacko?
Poor Wacko.
Except he terrorizes him back, so it's okay. When the whippoorwill?
Warner singing.
Honestly,
crazy.
just any of them with that voice, with the Freundlave, and those guys are good.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them. Like, there are a lot of people like that. I don't know why they just made their own character archetype with just the Freundlave guy. Like, how do you just go about pitching this? Yes,
Not sure.
we're gonna have this one type of character that appears many times. And this is what it is. Like, it's so bizarre, but I really like it because it's pretty much a staple of the Animaniacs.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad they didn't have anybody like that in the reboot, but newcomers would probably be incredibly confused.
Yeah.
Freundlave, and it's just nonsense. What about the mime from Mime Time?
Mine, I'm
Rarely
kind of
shows up.
indifferent to.
I like him.
Can be funny. But I don't like mimes.
I just like his design. I like his hair.
Same. Same though.
It's simple. I like it. Yakko hates it, but he hates mimes, so
Yeah.
that's fair. I like the Grim
Mimes
Reaper.
are kind of weird.
Grim Reaper was dope
Yeah, the Grim Reaper was funny.
because it gave us some of my favorite Warner sibling interactions, such as the, "Are you gonna drag our brother into a bleak nether realm of despair and misery? We want to go too." And I'm pretty sure that's the first time they asked if they can call someone Dadu. Did they call anybody Dadu in the reboot?
Dada.
Warner Brothers, if you're listening to this, let them say Dadu in the reboot.
Please.
We just want
So
to hear
makes
them terrorizing
sense
people.
them. was gonna say also make Scratch and Sniff act normal and fucking adopt them.
Yeah, well, maybe not adopt them because I like them being orphans, which is just a terrible thing for me to say, but
I like them being orphans.
you know what I
I
mean,
like
right?
them. I like them living in the Warner, not the Warner Tower, the Water Tower.
I mean, basically it is the war tower, but like I like them. It makes them interesting, I think. I mean, they're already interesting
Makes
enough,
them.
but it adds another level to their character that they're poor and orphans. They're not poor anymore now, of course. Um, which I'm happy for, but it kind of takes away a few of the things. Um,
Yeah,
but,
guess so.
it's fine. I'm okay with it. But, if they weren't orphans anymore, that would take away a little bit more.
So, in other words, you like angst.
Leave me alone, okay?
I mean, it's okay. It's okay. I write angst fan fiction all the time.
Look, I don't know if it's angst that I like, or if it's that I just like how Yakko's sort of the father figure.
Yeah, same.
And a lot of my headcanons come from Wacko's Wish. Which, of course, is full of them being poor orphans, so. And in the show itself, they're still poor. They got like 25
Yeah.
cents at most, for the most part.
25
and they can pull pretty much anything from Hammerspace except for money. They've got like they got like 4 cents. Like there's the one episode where it's supposed to be one of the old black and white cartoons that don't have any dialogue. I believe it's actually called Ragamuffin, which is funny because that's the name of my character. But in Ragamuffin, they can't afford pastries, can't afford food, so they break in, but it doesn't work, so they get hired, and then they try to eat while they're working. Antics ensue. So they've never been rich until now.
Yeah.
Which is why the bottomless purse line kind of threw me off guard, and the rap. Because, yeah, they do have one now. But it completely threw me off. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. Minor character.
Minor characters.
Scratchy. Let's talk about Scratchy. I love you, Scratchy. He is really like a major father figure in the original.
Really, though?
And that's where he's only in one episode in the reboot, so we're just going to talk about the original here because, we can't really make many judgments on his character. And we're being positive this episode, so keep in mind, we don't hate the reboot. We love the reboot. We like
Reboot is the reason why I'm here.
Yeah. We just have more to work with the original, because the original has 65 episodes in the first season, so...
I haven't finished watching the original.
At least finish the first season so we can do trivia night. Speaking of which, if you want to do trivia night game show, maybe hit us up. We need more contestants.
Yes.
Anyways, Scratchy. He's such a good character, and he's often overlooked. He's got a weird head. He's got a funny accent. And he's a father figure. I really like the episode where he's going on a date in the drive-in theater, and the Warners show up to start bothering him on his date. That really shows off their relationship a lot. It's just them bothering him inside and outside of work. And him having to tolerate them because he's their psychiatrist. And when he locks them out, and have you seen this episode?
No, I have not.
Well, they're absolutely brutal in it. He locks them out of the car.
I know that Yakko roast the fuck out of him.
Yeah, he does. He locks them out of the car, and they start banging on the door and crying like, "Daddy, Daddy, let us in, Daddy, please." And so the people in the car next to them are like, "How dare you treat your children like that?" they pretty much just ruin his date, but you know, his date likes them more than she likes Scratchy.
Rip.
And then we get that cute little clip of Wacko saying "room, room, room." So
Yeah. So cute.
that gives me so much serotonin. How far did you get? Like, I don't want to spoil much.
I forgot.
Good job.
I think I'm on episode 30 something.
Alright. I don't remember the numbers of episodes, so I don't even know why I asked. Let me think. Plots. Let's talk about him. Plots is the original CEO if you only watched the reboot. And
he's kind of a bitch.
He's the worst, but I really like him.
He's a bitch, but in a good way.
He sucks. He's a total jerk, but it makes for some really good dynamics.
Yeah.
He often, he really doesn't like the Warners. That's why they're locked in the tower all the time.
He's also like, may I talk to your manager?
But he is the manager, so.
Yeah, but like he's like, may I talk to the manager at any other place?
Yeah. He only lets them go out with permission on special missions. For instance, to get a rogue director to leave the set, or to attend a gala that they really needed them to attend because everybody that works there had to attend. Just little things like that, and they love to terrorize him. He's under contract to give them Christmas gifts. Which is, like, because apparently Santa is real in the universe. But
nice.
They wanted Plots to give them presents instead of Santa.
Oh.
It's the little details. I mean, he's a total jerk. And the Warners do annoy him very much. And he's kind of mean to his employees as well, including Ralph. Did you get to the Christmas Plots episode?
No.
God, it's so good. Do you mind if I talk about it, or?
You can talk about it.
Okay, so it's a parody of the Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol.
Where Plots is, of course, Scrooge, because he's the rich man in the high position of power. And he sucks. So he fires Ralph on Christmas. Because he can't catch the Warners. And he gets a visit from the ghosts, who are, of course, the Warners. They all sing in banging numbers that only last a few seconds, but are really good. Yakko's lasts the longest, and man, he's got a great voice there.
Wow.
I will not stop talking about Yakko no matter what. But it really does show his character a lot. How he's just this man that sucks. He's a greedy CEO. And he doesn't really care about anybody else as long as he's at the top. And eventually they show him that Ralph's son will take over the company as revenge. So he goes over there and he rehires him, gives him a big fruitcake, says Merry Christmas, and learns the spirit of the holidays, I guess.
Christmas.
Happy Cribbin'.
It's Christmas.
So that's Plots. He sucks, but I miss him a little bit.
Same.
Just because he had a good dynamic with them.
Yeah. The new CEO.
She's okay.
Yeah, she is.
Like, I'm glad she's a woman and a woman of color at that. Um, I don't know if I like her dynamic with the Warners, though.
Me either.
And this is not because, oh, nothing can compare to Mr. Plotz. No, anything can compare to Mr. Plotz. He sucks. But um, I'm really not just trying to bash the reboot. I'm just saying, why are they scared of her?
Nitpicking.
They aren't scared of anybody.
Mm.
The two people they can't defeat that I can recall off the top of my head are Elmira and Baloney. Because
Yeah.
Baloney is pretty much invincible, and Elmira is freaking terrifying. Who likes clingy toddlers? Nobody. Including clingy toddlers, but we don't talk about that. Yeah, so they can beat pretty much anybody. I don't know why they can't beat the new CEO. Or why just her laughing a little bit scares them.
Mm.
But, you know, overall,
Does she
her
just
design,
radiate a vibe that terrifies them?
I don't know. I do like her design, though.
Same.
Like, overall, it's one of the better ones from the reboot.
I don't know if Julia counts as a minor character, but we
She
need
does.
an entire episode.
You know, she counts as a minor character because for now, she only shows up in one episode.
Yeah. I think she's gonna show up.
And besides, Snowball is also a minor character.
Minor antag.
Minor antagonist. I have a feeling she's gonna be a major antagonist, which, you know, I like her. I don't like her episode.
I don't like her origins.
Yeah, just because it's just so out of character for them.
Yeah.
But I do
Why
adore
did
her
they do
design. I like her hair and her
Design.
earring and her little tail with the heart in it. I mean, a lot of designs are great.
They are.
You really can't fault them for that. And I like how they show that before genetic splicing, the mice just look like normal mice.
Yeah.
I don't like what that implies with Larry, though.
Hmm?
You know, the Pinky and the Brain spinoff. There's the episode Pinky and the Brain and Larry.
Yeah.
And Larry is clearly
that yet.
spliced. So, like, what did that monstrosity look like beforehand?
Oh no.
This is real bullying Larry hours.
We're bullying Larry.
Take that, Larry. I don't want to be negative this episode, but I do have to say there are some original character designs that aren't great. Shocker, I'm saying something slightly negative about the original. There's some original designs I really don't like. They rub me the wrong way. Especially characters of different races.
Yeah.
Like, chill out. I know it's a product of its time, but like, yikes, you
It was
know?
like really like racist.
Big yikes. But you know,
Big yikes.
it was old. They wouldn't do that again now. So that's good.
Yeah. Still kind of fucked up,
Yep.
but
It's just a thing we have to acknowledge.
yeah.
Because
Like,
you can't
the
just be
show
like,
isn't-
praise the original, it's perfect in every way. It's not. No show is perfect.
No.
It's a very good show, yes. It's timeless for the most part, but even timeless things do have their flaws that don't hold up.
Yeah. Animaniacs especially is very flawed.
Yes. And that's not to say it's not a good show, because it's a great show. I love it. It's my favorite. And I do think it is very timeless. kids today can laugh at it.
Mhm.
It's not a lot of dated jokes or whatever, but there is flaws. Take like the Japanese characters from that one sumo wrestling episode of Pinky and the Brain,
Yeah.
or the Native Americans in the one Thanksgiving episode.
Mm-hmm.
There are just some things we have to acknowledge and be like, this is wrong.
Not okay.
It's not okay, but they won't do it again, and it really doesn't. It doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't take the show down in any way. It's still a fantastic show. You just have to be like, oh, they thought differently back then. That's why they couldn't have the gay characters, and that's why they had some stereotypes and stuff.
But we can also say, hey, this is fucked up.
Yep.
But we can't, like, bash anyone who likes the show.
Yeah, because we like the show, and we're not going to bash anybody who works on the show.
Of course.
If you made those designs, okay, are you still alive? First of all, that was mean. I'm sorry.
Shame on you.
Second of all, oof. You know, like, hopefully you've changed your mindset. Dear Lord.
I mean,
but like, it doesn't excuse it.
Of course, it doesn't excuse it.
But like, it's no fault to the voice actors.
The voice actors just voice act.
Yeah, they're chilling. It's more fault of the writers and the character designers.
Exactly. I forgot what I was gonna say about the reboots.
Let's just get away from negativity, shall we? This is a positive
Talk about
episode.
Snowball.
Let's talk about Snowball, yeah. Ugly hamster.
Looks like a Cheeto.
I don't know what Cheetos you've been looking at, but he looks like fried chicken to me. Man's built like KFC.
He does look like a chicken nugget.
We're allowed to be negative to him because he's an antagonist and he sucks.
He's a bitch.
But he's a very good character.
Yes.
He is the darkness to Brain's light, shall we say. He proves that Brain is not evil.
Yep.
Which I really like.
Because he's way more evil than Brain.
Because, oh my goodness, Snowball is evil. He seeks to control the world to end humanity, while Brain just seeks to control the world to better humanity. He wants to stop having them step all over the little guy. Meanwhile, Snowball is tangled up in revenge so much that he wants to eradicate the entire human race.
Let hamsters with mice control.
It's just, it's very good to show the dynamic between Brain and his goal. Because it's really not as black and white as it seems with, oh, this mouse wants to take over the world and he's really smart, so he must be like this mad scientist evil guy. No. He's just sad that mice get tested on.
Yeah, he just wants to be treated fairly, like they're not being used. Like they're not experiments.
Like, you don't see it a lot in the show, but they still are getting tested on while the show is running. That's why they do it all at night, because in the daytime, they're getting tested. It's shown very clearly in the episode The Maze. So yeah, they are always tested on no matter what. And they just want people to stop testing. Like, leave them alone.
But,
say
like, there's
no
a
to
lot
animal
of
testing. Inject your liquids into humans. I don't know.
There's also like a lot of inner turmoil in them. Snowball.
Yes.
Like,
and he's stubborn.
yeah, he's stubborn as fuck. I
He
think the whole brain wants to control things because his trauma also applies to Snowball, but Snowball has more evil intentions
yes,
because
definitely. And he's incredibly stubborn when it comes to getting along with Brain. He refuses to get along with Brain, even though they were close friends. He was in basically about to die. He was about to fall off the cliff in the jungle episode. And he sort of refused to take Brain's hand for a second. Just because.
and then he just dropped.
Yeah, just because he didn't want to cooperate with him.
Yeah.
Just like, imagine being that stubborn that you're about to die and you
That
don't want to
bitch-
die.
That bitch really said.
He's like, I ain't touching
really
your greasy
said-
hand. Gross. Ew.
He said.
Nasty.
He said. He's like, ew, this is a bit gross.
Hey yo, you did just watch Wacko's Wish. We can talk about Salazar.
Bitch, I hate him.
So he's ready to kill children.
I fucking hate him.
He sucks in every way, but he's a good character.
Good villain, but he's a
Good
bitch.
villain. He sucks, which is a great thing for a villain to be. Is just a terrible person that nobody likes.
Yeah.
'Cause you're not supposed to like villains unless they're that kind of villain. In which case, go for it. But he's just a bad person in general. He's ready to kill the Warners. He killed their parents. Oops, spoiler alert. Hold on. Sorry. It's been out for ages. It's not my fault if you got spoiled by that. But yeah, he killed the king and queen to take the spot. And he's just an awful person in general, but hey, his name sounds like Salad Bar. Which is really funny to me because I actually didn't watch Wacko's Wish when I first was into Animaniacs. I didn't even know it existed. But in middle school, I was super obsessed with the musical Be More Chill. And there's a character named Michael, and he's played by a man named George Salazar. And I always called him Mr. Salad Bar. So this proves that the Warners and I have the same brain cell. Funny little story there. How do you feel about him?
Salad Bar?
Yes.
Fuck him. I hate him.
He's mean.
Like, okay. Snowball, I can actually understand why he does the things he do. Salazar, fuck him.
Yeah, there's
He
no
just wants
backstory for
power
him. He
and
just sucks.
money.
There's no backstory for him at all.
He's a bitch. Fucking grr.
Let me think. There are a lot of minor characters, but just not a lot noteworthy. There's Minerva Mink.
Yeah. She's cute.
I love Minerva. People are like, oh, it's a stereotypical woman, or oh, she's sexist because she's got a body. Shut up. Like,
Shut the fuck up.
let her be.
She's a lesbian.
Let her be an attractive mink. Okay.
If she was so stereotypical, then why the fuck did she literally, like, look at a picture of what's the female hippo's name?
Morita?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Minerva was so fucking stereotypical, why was she like, whoa, she's pretty?
Yeah, she's nice to other women.
Yep.
She's kind of mean
That's
to
what I
men.
think.
but that's just because she's trying to play hard to get all the time because she's hot, you know. And you know, people are like that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, using, for instance, gay stereotypes in a character. It's just been done so many times. But, you know, using the, like, I'm a hot girl kind of thing. Like, she's just having her hot girl summer. It's not an offensive thing. Because it's a personality, it's a choice. Meanwhile, gay stereotypes or stereotypes for races are stereotypes about things you can't choose. So those are problematic.
And are harmful.
Yeah, if you're just gonna be like, oh, this girl's hot, then that's okay. Like,
yeah.
Coming from someone super feminine, let the mink be hot.
Please.
And let Hello Nurse be hot.
And don't, like, you know, like, say that she's sexist because she has a very feminine body.
I'm all for different body types and overthrowing the, you know, preferred body type of most people, like, in the media. But, like, that doesn't mean you should get rid of all people of the stereotypical attractive body type.
Exactly.
Because that's just invalidating women. Like,
also,
if you're confident in your body, you're sexist. Like, what?
What the fuck?
Like, I really like her. I like her design because I'm bi.
I'm bi.
And, you know, it's a really nice design for, you know, it really reminds me of 90s cartoons. Like, she seems like she would appear in Bugs Bunny, you know?
Yeah.
Which makes sense because they are the same studio.
I just want to say this now. People that only like Minerva and Hello Nurse because they're hot, I don't like them. I don't like you if you think that.
If you're just like,
you're just suspicious of me.
Go away. You know? So yeah, I was saying
they're also the same people.
It's okay for a character to be hot is not the same as it's okay to boil down a character to just being hot. Because, you know, Hello Nurse is a strong female character. She's incredibly intelligent, etc. And Minerva Mink has this fun dynamic where she's actually really strong. She's very good at standing up for herself. And she uses her allure to her advantage.
Exactly.
And I think that is very empowering. And it's like the femme fatale thing is getting kind of old with the, she's using her allure to get what she wants. But, you know, I still like it. It's empowering to me, I think. Just, like, let her be confident, hot, and very good at beating men up. Like...
Yeah.
And,
like... Okay, question. What is so sexist about a confident woman?
Nothing.
Exactly.
I just have a feeling a lot of the people in charge of these decisions were men. Being like, what do women want? You don't know, just ask them. Literally, walk up to my house. Don't walk up to my house, just email me or something, I don't know. Be like, hey, female representative.
Female representative.
Feminine aligned representative. Hey. Greetings. Is this sexist? And I'm gonna be like, no. Because chances are, no, it's not. What is sexist is being like, women can't drive cars, women aren't funny, things like that. That's sexist. Yeah. What's not sexist is a woman having a body.
Exactly.
And liking it. So if you are cute, then you're not being a feminist. Like, what?
Huh?
I'm a feminist, and I'm super cute. Look at my avatar. You can be happy with yourself and be a strong female icon.
Exactly.
And you can be a boy, and you can be feminine, etc. It's just like
You can be non-binary,
you can be
and you can be
non-binary,
feminine.
and you can be feminine. Literally anyone can
Not
be
every
feminine.
non-binary is gender neutral.
It's like, what are they gonna do? It's like, if you're gonna stop women from... Okay, this sounds stupid, but like, if you're gonna... that phrasing sounded stupid. If you're going to cut women characters for being attractive, then why are there still average male characters?
Ooh,
Hot
exactly.
take. You're pushing the beauty standards on the women, but you're not being like, oh, it's not okay for men to not look super buff. Why are so many of the men in the reboot buff? Like, the rapper, he's built like a triangle. I'm sorry, but it's true. It might be his jacket, but he's really buff. He skipped leg day, though.
He built a triangle.
And, you know, for the most part, if they're not characters from the original, they're built different. Like, there's the super buff guy, but that makes sense, but, like, it's also kind of a stereotype. Like, just let
By the way,
justice for Minerva Mink and Hello Nurse. Is all
reminder, we do not hate the reboot.
Absolutely. I feel like we just have to keep saying this.
We should make an episode where we talk about what we like about the reboot.
Oh, absolutely. I really like the Orient Express episode.
I like Pinky and Brain.
I like when they almost kissed.
I like when they almost kissed. I also like the dirty joke Pinky made.
Which one was that?
The joke where Brain's like, what do people on the internet use? And then
Oh, yeah.
what do people use the internet for? And then Pinky replies with,
I don't think we can say that on television.
No, Brain, but I don't think I can say.
It's a kid's show.
I mean, Pinky pole dance.
Yeah, but that was in the comics. Kids can't read, idiot.
Yeah. Kids can't read.
I do really like the reboot. I like their fangies. I like their little fangs.
A lot of the music was pretty good too.
Like Reboot It is a banger.
Yeah.
I'm once again asking to let Yakko sing his Italian artist song. That sounded so good.
But also the bonding song with Brain and his robot.
Which kind of hurts me, because he never bonded with Romy, his actual biological child.
You should bond with Romy. Oh my god, I just had a thought.
Yeah.
Duet with Romy and Brain.
Yeah, but like dramatic, like they're arguing.
Yes. Yes, please.
Please. Like, please just explore the bad parent-child relationship and then let Brain redeem himself as a father.
Exactly. And also, like...
Because that would be good for kids with bad relationships with their parents. To show that, A, their parents are going through their own struggles as well. And B, you can reconcile. It's okay.
Yeah, unless your parents are fucking abusive.
That, too, but... mostly, like, the distant parent thing.
Yeah.
Or, like, divorced, because he clearly is repressed about liking Pinky, so he
Hmm.
never really had that two-parent dynamic because... two-loving parent dynamic, I should say, because he did have both of them, but they just hated each other. Well, Brain hated Pinky. Pinky was like, ooh!
But also, like, unironically, Brain really made Romy feel like he was a mistake.
Yeah. Which sucks.
Like,
Like, we keep
in the
saying
fact
that Brain is a very good guy, but he's flawed.
he's
Like,
definitely
like
fucked.
every
Like,
good character is. He's deeply scarred, so I think he does project a lot of stuff onto other people. Um, and I think he might be
not to
projecting onto
mention,
Romy. Hmm?
not to mention, he's not really good with feelings, and yeah, he does project it onto Romy because in the Pinky and the Brain spinoff,
Yes.
Brain was like, back in my day, experiments were worse than what you've been through. You should be glad it's not as
I
bad as it
know.
used to
He was
be.
like, back in my day, we had to walk through the snow for 40 miles just to get to school. And why has every parent
Exactly.
said that? Or like every
Because
grandparent?
they're old.
It's just such a weird thing to say. Like, no, you didn't, Grandma.
Literally, my grandpa does this almost every morning. Back in my day, I would work in the fields for 20 hours a
What's up with
day.
them and being like, we had to walk really far in the snow? That's just a thing they like to say. Like, girl, you live in
Cool.
Florida.
Like, okay, when parents always say back in my day, like they want to go back to it.
I know, like, have fun with your
No,
racism, I
the world
guess.
has improved. The world has no need for children to walk through snow.
Mm-hmm.
We have cars, we
Well, yeah,
have
and
buses.
he's not great. He refuses to call him Romy. He sticks to Roman numeral one. Um,
Yeah,
Pinky
he
is the
also
sensitive
wants.
parent. Um, Brain is like, pronounce all of these complex medical terms, and he was literally just born. Like,
Yeah,
chill out,
and
kid.
not to mention, Brain would force Romy to call him Brain and to call Pinky Pinky.
Or Uncle Pinky.
No, we will not talk about Uncle Pinky.
We refuse to acknowledge Uncle Pinky.
My two dads.
My two dads. And he
My
doesn't
two
support him
dads.
in his ventriloquy. Um, and
Yeah,
I think it would be great if he did. Um, like, if. Because he ran away, and that made Brain worry about him.
like he
But
obviously cares about
he
his child.
cares, but he's bad at showing his feelings. And I think Romy could break him in a good way, you know?
Yeah,
Am I making sense here? Because like I feel like if he
yeah,
yelled at
you
him
are.
enough, like if Romy got really upset and just started going off at him, um, being like, you were never a good father, how do you think I felt since you clearly don't like Pinky as much as he likes you, you don't like Dad as much as he likes you, um, I wasn't in this loving household because you were there, etc., and you never support me in any of
Oh
my things
damn.
and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, it's deep, it's dark for a kids show, but you know what? They went to hell
They went to hell.
twice.
So like I'm also thinking about like dialogue ideas for that scene, and like an entire scene just played in my head, and I was like, wow.
I know it hits deep, doesn't it? This was part of the episode
Yeah,
I wrote in my head.
yeah,
He
like
just snaps. He gets really upset with.
Romy just
He
snaps,
gets really upset with
and then
Brain because
he
he's an
runs
adult
away
now. He's
again.
an adult and he can voice his mind. Um, maybe I'm projecting. My parents are fine. I jest, but like, they never let me get a word in edgewise. So, like, if he just refuses to let Brain talk, and he just goes ham, that would be satisfying.
Yes.
And
Like, okay.
Like, for once, Brain wouldn't know what to say.
I'm afraid of my parents. They will yell at me if I yell at them. But I feel like Romy would definitely yell at Brain, and like if he's like literally showing his emotions, he might even be crying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brain would probably be shocked, speechless.
Yeah. That
my creation is turned against me, but like, but he realizes, oh, he needed me to be a father figure and not just a clone mentor.
Yeah.
Like, you create an organism. I don't care if it's your clone. You take care of it. He only treats Romy badly, because A, he's using him for his own plot, and B, Pinky is a part of him.
Yeah.
And I think that hurts him a lot, because it's like having a child with someone you didn't want to have a child with. So imagine, picture this. You have a best friend, only person in the world who will tolerate you because you're this super serious person, and you have repressed feelings about them, and you have for ages, especially due to your sexuality. And then, oops, now you have a biological child.
Oops.
Oops. Like, imagine trying to raise that kid alongside the person you can't admit you like.
Sounds like a hell of a job.
Suck. And like, even when have you seen the Halloween episode of Pinky and the Brain?
I'm not sure.
The one where Pinky sells his soul.
No, what the fuck?
It's a really good episode, but it makes me cry a little bit.
Sells his soul?
I have, it's just really funny description, I think, because it's just like, this is so unbelievable. If you were like, okay, I'm watching an episode of a show where there are two gay rats trying to take over the world by broadcasting things using pumpkins. But boom, lo behold, in the pumpkin patch, there's this magician vampire demon. Is the best way I can describe him. And he's just like, hey guys, you know, you really suck at taking over the world.
Wow.
And by the way, the rats want to take over the world. And they're like, I guess you're right. And then he's like, I could literally with a snap of my fingers give you the world. And Pinky and Brain is just like, okay, what? And he's like, yeah, give me your soul. And he's like, no, that's dumb. That's stupid. I'm not giving you my soul. And then he turns around for like 5 seconds, and then his gay rat partner signs it for him.
Oh no.
And so Pinky gives his soul up to the magician vampire demon. And the news is broken when they get back to the lab, and there's a horde of chanting people outside praising Brain. And Brain's like, what happened? And Pinky's like, hey, yo, what's up? I signed it. I gave away my soul so you could have the world. Which is, oh my god, so cute. But also, no! So it's like, bye, Brain. So he gets dragged down to hell. And tortured for eternity. And, you know, Brain spends his time just chilling. He gets Snowball as his partner because he's lonely. He needs somebody there with him, and Snowball's trying to act like Pinky.
So you go to your ex.
And he's like, stop trying to act like Pinky. You won't live up to Pinky. Whatever. Just be Snowball,
Whoa.
idiot, jerk. So yeah, it's his rebound, basically. And Snowball's like, shut up. And Brain is clearly missing Pinky. Even though he's got the whole world, he's clearly missing Pinky. And he lies to Snowball, and he's like, no, I'm not thinking about him. I don't miss him. I don't know what that voice is, but like,
I don't miss him.
I don't miss him.
Baka.
Idiot. And he's just like, okay, whatever. Sure, you don't miss him. Gay rat.
Well,
And then,
and then Brand's like,
he's like, I don't
"Bitch,
miss
you're
him. I
gay
just
too."
don't know where he put the food pellets. Which is a lie, clearly. But, Snowball is like, here, I know how to get to hell. Because of course Snowball knows how to get to hell.
Snowball just knows everything.
Also, he probably lives there.
He lives in hell.
Sorry for this noise. I'm moving a little bit because I needed water. Okay. So then he goes down to hell to, quote unquote, ask Pinky where the food pellets are. And meanwhile, Snowball's trying to take over the world for himself while Brain's gone. Very small subplot. But then Brain goes down and he's like, hey, yo, what's good, Pinky? And he walks in on just the saddest scene ever animated. Because Pinky has been being tortured down there.
No.
And he's like burned up. They're like stretching his limbs and stuff. But he's just laughing.
Shit.
He's just laughing because he's Pinky.
Of course he is.
He's like, hee-hee, pain.
masochist.
He's like, hee-hee, pain. And they're like, what are we doing wrong? Why are you not miserable right now?
He's a masochist.
In fact, he's making the demon more miserable because all of his little demons, like demon helpers, have started saying Narf as well.
No.
But like, while he's being tortured, he's like, why isn't this working? And he's just like, the only real torture is being away from Blaine. And I'm like,
Whoa.
no.
That's gay.
I cry a little bit at that.
I'm crying a little bit right now. That sounds so fucking sad.
It's like the only real torture, because he's being like horribly mutilated. When he's saying this, he's soot black because he just got burned to a crisp in like a kiln. And he still thinks the only torture is being away from, quote, his best friend. And I'm like, baby boy.
What's your boy?
And then Brain walks in, like right then. He's like, Brain!
Aww.
He's like, oh, you came back to get me. And he was like, no, I only came because I want to know where the food pellets are. And Pinky's face just falls.
Aww.
But then he's like, oh, they're the bin labeled food pellets. And so then he's like, I don't know where that is, so you'll have to come back up and show me. And the demon's like, no. You're not taking this rat out of hell. And then he challenges the vampire demon to rhythmic gymnastics for Pinky's soul. This is the funniest episode. Just because it's... What? It's so bizarre.
It sounds like a drug trip.
It is pretty much a drug trip. So he challenges it to rhythm gymnastics. He comes out in a leotard, whatever. He does his little routine to a love theme. And then the demon walks out. He does his routine, which is just setting the ribbon on fire, and that's his entire routine. And so Brain loses. And Pinky's walking away, and he's like, bye forever, Blaine. And he's like crying. And like there's more angst I just skipped over, but we don't talk about that because it will make me cry a little bit. Basically, he had to choose the world or Pinky,
Oh, he chose Pinky.
and he chose Pinky. Basically, what were at stakes was...
Okay.
Hmm?
To the people that say Bran is abusive,
He
explain that
cares.
episode.
Explain that, atheist. I'm an atheist. But he has to, and it's not even just that. It's not like, oh, he would take the world back. It's, he literally could never attempt to take over the world again if he lost. Like, I know, like, and so he chose to risk it all to save his friend. So yeah, it's very clear he wasn't doing it just for food pellets. And
Like,
eventually, Pinky confuses the devil so much that their contracts burn up. That's the end of the episode. But yeah, that's just such a weird episode, but it...
How did we get from Romy to this?
I don't know. What were we talking about?
It's okay. We were talking about Romy.
What was my point?
Like, if we make an episode of Romy.
Yeah. What was my point? How did I get from point A to point B? I don't care. I like to ramble, and it's okay, because we're still talking about the main topic of the podcast, so that's okay. But, yeah. Those are wild episodes, man. And hey, that's also a minor character, is the vampire demon. What's poppin'? Okay, so we should check our time.
For some reason, my brain was like, Pinky and Brain kissing.
A shoe image. If you don't know what I'm talking about, good. I'm happy for you. You don't the Brinky shoe image?
Oh yeah, the Binky shoe image. It's my header on Twitter.
Don't check it if you're looking. If you're watching this, actually, voice actors, you will cry.
Yo, Rob, yo, Maurice, look at my header on Twitter.
If you've been watching this for like an hour, how long have we been doing this? We need to wrap this up. So on that note, this has been a mess of an episode, but I hope you had fun watching, and I hope you tune in next time. We have another episode coming tomorrow, because we have them each weekend for both Saturday and Sunday, so keep an eye out. With that, good night, everybody.
Not everybody.